We have a segment on this show where we talk about our guests' hometowns. So let us now get in the proverbial car, take a trip down the 5 freeway to Orange County, California.
I was making a noise for the proverbial. Oh, yeah. I guess it's proverbial, so it probably doesn't make a noise.
Oh, well, we should be motorcycles. We'll all do it. Hell yeah. Get your motor running.
Wow.
But Jordan hails from Mission Viejo, California.
Yeah, that's right. So I was born in Beaumont, Texas. We moved to Mission Viejo, which is in Orange County, when I was like 3. So I really consider that where I grew up. We went to like Beaumont for family trips and stuff like that. Grew up in Orange County. Yeah, there you go. It's now it's a pretty wacko QAnon place.
Oh yeah.
Mission Viejo is.
Orange County specifically, Huntington Beach, I think, where my mom lives now. My mom, thankfully, as I alluded to earlier, is not. She's a very nice, reasonable person with very good political beliefs. But Wonderful. Huntington Beach, where she lives, is kind of like where the QAnon wackos would hold all their rallies and stuff.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how hot that bed is these days.
Oh, but, very hot. Yeah, they had the whole thing where like they put up a pride flag in June, and there was some lady on TikTok standing in front of it being like, "What is this?" And you're like, "It's June. What the fuck?
Right.
It's every June for your whole life."
Yeah. So like,
it's California.
So obviously, it has nice people who would put up a pride flag, but also has become a little bit of a weird melting pot for those weirdos. But when I was growing up there, it was just a lot of ska.
Yeah.
A lot of ska.
I was looking up things about Mission Viejo, and
what are the facts about it?
Okay,
it's pretty nondescript. It's like a nice newish suburb. It doesn't have a lot of characteristics.
Yeah. So the place I found out was founded by a guy who called himself Don Juan Forster.
Okay.
Who was born in England as just John Forster.
Oh, boy.
And moved to Mexico and was like, I am Don Juan!
Right.
And bought up what became Mission Viejo. Gosh. And basically has the same story as like Hill Valley from Back to the Future, where it's like a guy was like, I'm going to make a town here. And then he did.
Cool.
But the notable things I found out about it, the cycling road race portion of the 1984 Olympics was held there.
Okay.
Quentin Rampage Jackson lived there at some point. The town's website still claims him, even though he's from Memphis and now lives in Irvine. So if you go to the...
Rampage Jackson still lives there?
No, he doesn't. But if you go to Mission Viejo's website, it's like famous people, and you click it, it's like Rampage Jackson
lived here once, but not now.
Some undetermined time lived here, and now he lives a few towns over in Irvine. And
never forget on Tough Enough where he kept calling that guy big titties.
We noticed that one of the fighters, he was kind of fat, pudgy guy, like a heavyweight, and he had some titties.
I'm gonna win it though, right?
They ain't gonna win nothing titties.
I think that got him that role on the A-Team movie.
That's right. They did try and make him a movie star for a while.
They tried to make him Mr. T on the A-Team movie. I think he kept calling Charlton Copley big titties on the set, and he kind of derailed his career.
It was also the place where the freeway killer Randy Kraft was finally caught in 1983 after 16 murders.
This is great. I'm learning a lot.
And last but not least, the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez, convicted of 13 murders. His last attempt to kill somebody, he tried to kill a couple there, and failed.
Oh my
gosh. And the lady who he didn't kill saw his car, and that helped lead to his arrest.
In Mission Viejo.
Mission Viejo. That
what
was
a fun, sordid. I was like, when you let me know about this segment, I'm like, okay, like Mission Viejo, not a lot of stuff to mention, but this is all great.
They don't even have festivals. I was thinking like, oh, maybe they got like a town like
Strawberry Fest,
Lemon Festival, something. No,
sure.
They used to have a Halloween haunted house that ended in 2021.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
So
that's Mission Viejo for you. A nice place to grow up, but yes, not a lot of things worth mentioning.
Yeah. Well,
you mentioned ska.
Yeah.
Did you used to go to ska shows when you were a kid?
Yeah. So I went to high school in like 1996. I started high school in 1996. So like that, the third wave ska was like. It wasn't a punchline yet. It was still like
it was ongoing.
It was ongoing. Yeah. And it.
I think it's also kind of Scott. I think it's also had this kind of resurgence of being like a purely fun, kind of music, like harmless.
Yeah, no, I think we're in a good place with ska as a culture.
Yeah, as a culture. Yeah,
I think maybe we're realizing that we were a little hard on it.
Right.
It was fun. There was some good musicianship. Some of it was more serious than it got credit for.
Yeah,
and that I think the pylon was like harsher than it deserved. So, and I think now people are like, hey, there's some good ska. There's some good new ska bands. Some of the old ones are still putting out good music. So I think we've course corrected, and I think hopefully we can all enjoy.
I feel like we were everybody was like right on that wave of acceptance of ska, and then Mighty Mighty Boss Tones made their song about George Floyd. And everybody was like, "Oh no,
man!
I
can talk about that Mighty Mighty Boss. What's going on with them for forever?
Oh, it's fucking nuts. It's a ride.
He's the singer wouldn't get vaccinated.
Dickie Betts won't do.
Dickie Betts.
Oh, you hate to hear it.
Yeah. So I would say that album that has the unfortunate George Floyd song on it, which is not, which the song's heart is in the right place.
Yeah, it is, but you're just like, boy, you're the wrong messenger for this message.
No kidding. But I think that album is very good.
Is it good? Okay.
And I listened to it. I'm like, hey, these guys still got it. Cringy George Floyd song aside.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just leave that one off the playlist.
Yeah, that could be a Japan-only B-side.
Yeah.
But yeah, a real shame. They broke up soon after because the lead singer would not get vaccinated. So
maybe some more problems.
And now he has he announced some sort of super group with other guys who were kicked out of bands because they wouldn't get vaccinated.
Wow.
Steve Harwell from Smash Mouth.
No, oh gosh, someone from Smash Mouth though, not the lead singer, the drummer from Offspring who got kicked off, and so they have a band, and it's called something.
The lead singer from Trapped.
The Harbingers of Doom. What do you mean?
It's something like that. It's something.
The Bringers of Disease.
Right? Yeah. Patient Zeros.
The plague bodies catapulted over a wall.
And they have there's a little like teaser. Maybe they've released more since I looked into this, but they have a little teaser for their album.
Oh God!
And it has a little snippet of music and kind of this montage of all of their faces.
Oh,
and I think what they're going for with the face, they're all black and white.
So it's like with the Beatles, but diseased.
Yeah, a little bit. And what they're going for is like grizzled veterans. They all look sickly. They all look fucking gaunt and bad. Yeah. And it's like, oh, we all know what this band is, and you picked the most disease-ridden looking photo of yourself to use. It's wild.
It makes them look even more cadaverous.
Yeah, like you're already old guys playing punk rock. Like, you're already guys in your 50s who are starting a new punk band. Yeah. And like for them to look that disgusting in the photos, it's just like
Sturgis, South Dakota. We can't wait to come and give you guys COVID at the bike rally.
No kidding. That is absolutely where you're going to catch them next.
So
we're
patient zero.
Right.
But there was fun ska shows.
Yeah. So that's a very fun time in my life. I went to what's all those bands. Pre-Wacko Boss Tones. Your Less Than Jakes, your Save Ferrises, your Slackers, all those bands.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Less Than Jake's from Mission Viejo, or they just come back through there?
They're from Gainesville, I believe.
Gainesville, that's right. They're from Florida.
Gainesville. Yeah, I don't think we had a lot of bands from Mission Viejo, but from your Fullertons, and your Costa Mesas.
Oh yeah,
some,
you got Social
Goldfinger
D.
come through there, or any of those bands?
Yeah, I saw Goldfinger a bunch, and Social Distortion was definitely not a ska band, but a country tinged punk band.
Yeah.
They were absolutely the pride of Orange County.
Oh yeah,
every dude had that skeleton
smoking with the martini thing.
Yeah, the smoking skeleton tattoo. That was a big neck tattoo.
Friend of the show, Kyle Clark. He's got that on his
friend of the show, Mike Ness.
Friend of the show,
Mike Ness.
Yeah. He's downstairs playing doo-wop music right now.
He's downstairs playing Doom. Yeah. He's downstairs playing Doom on his Switch.
Yeah.
But so I was looking up stuff about Mission Viejo, but now we're turning it to a local. Run through these. First question, Jordan Morris, local legend.
I would say that my neighborhood local legend, we didn't really have any celebrities. I think at some point, the guy who hosted Blind Date lived in Orange County. His name was Roger Lodge, and he hosted
Roger Lodge.
Raj Lodge.
Yeah, Raj
and
Lodge.
He hosted Blind Date. So I think he lived in Orange County, but our like local yokel that we all loved was a guy named David Plotkin, who was Halloween dad. He was the like, I'm turning the house into a fucking haunted house for Halloween.
Yeah.
He dressed up as Dracula.
Wait, his last name was Plotkin?
Yeah.
That's so close to Pumpkin. I love that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think
It's
about
almost
that.
David as Pumpkin.
Yeah, that's so funny. I've never thought of that. But yeah, he was like the Halloween dad, and it's funny you mentioned it having a prominent haunted house until 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because he went all out and really kind of like inspired other dads in the neighborhood to like give it a shot, but nobody did it like Plotkin.
Yeah.
Nobody did it like Plotkin. And that was my first like exposure to like a horror adult.
Yeah.
Like
Was there maybe a competing Christmas house somewhere where they were just like, all right, we'll take Plotkin's idea from Halloween and just make it Christmassy?
There was definitely some streets that did like bigger Christmas displays, but nobody did it like, it was like they did the whole house and you would like walk through their house and like experience community theater style frights.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
I think at one point he had the thing where you like take the chain off the chainsaw so it makes the noise. But it's not, but and so like he would run at you with the chainsaw, but it was just on.
I love it.
Yeah, so that was he was the fucking coolest. I like just wanted him to be my dad, and I wanted him to like dress up as a little mummy for Halloween and follow him around. So.
Would he drop like the $300 on like the full size mummy that has like the audio track with it that has like the light up eyes?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Any like Party City Halloween item was in there. And it was all like very store bought, I feel like there's some Halloween dads in LA that like work in the special effects industry.
Oh, yeah.
So like when you go to Halloween dad's house out here, like you'll see some actual special effects.
Oh yeah. You will actually be haunted by the devil.
But yeah, for
that realistic?
For us, it
real.
was just like what could be bought at Party City. So it was all very store bought.
Sure.
I don't remember there being any like ingenious original art.
Rick Baker, The Thing-esque level.
Yes, Rick Baker was not helping out. Tom Savini didn't drop by to do gore effects. But I don't know. It was just cool. And I think I like as a kid, it was like, oh yeah, there can be fun adults. Fun adults can exist.
Second question. Worst bar?
So our neighborhood dive was on Bar Rescue. If
John Taffer,
Google Mission Viejo Bar Rescue.
Yes.
John Taffer, I think, a problematic fave at this point, has revealed himself to be kind of a Trump wacko. But
makes sense.
As far as kind of addictive reality TV, I loved that show for a while.
He does look like a hemorrhoid.
He sure does. A hemorrhoid who owns one sport coat.
A hemorrhoid who screams about cheese sticks.
Yeah. So there was so one of our like local dump got rehabbed on Bar Rescue, and there were, if I remember the episode correctly, the sticking point or the thing that Taffer had to like correct was that there was a drinking club of like punk guys who were like, we're a drinking club, and they all
it was the band Lit.
Yeah, they basically all looked like they were in Lit, and they would come in and just like act like fucking assholes, and it was like,
so it was Lit.
Yeah. And they had to like, and the guys in the show were just such quintessential Orange County dickheads. Like, they kind of dressed punk, but you could kind of like, they didn't really care about it. They just kind of like liked the Social Distortion logo.
Sure.
And like
they liked having like shirts with flames on the side of them and shit.
Basically, yeah. Anyway, I forget what that place is. I forget what it was called, but it was always like there was always like shitheads hanging out outside. And I was a pretty like good kid, so I definitely didn't have the point in high school where I'm like, oh, here's the bar that doesn't card. I was a goody two shoes, but when I think of our like shitty bars, that one comes to mind.
Okay.
Does it feel good to know that John Taffer was like, "There's roaches right there"?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still around. I wonder. I mean, usually those bar rescue bars close.
Yeah, they stay open for 2 weeks after the show, and then they just can't maintain
or
it.
by the time the show comes out, it's just been closed.
Yeah. I can't really find of it. There is apparently a place in Laguna Niguel called Regional Treatment Plant.
Oh.
Let me tell you something. You are your own worst enemy, okay?
Wait, it is just a... Oh, wait. So when you look up bar rescue for Orange County, it just gives you an actual treatment plant. Like as if they came here.
I believe it's called On the Rocks.
Oh, okay. On the rocks.
On the Rocks.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there. If it is, maybe I should go the next time I visit my mom. But yeah, that was our local dump that achieved a little bit of fame.
Third question, best local food.
Okay, so when I saw this question, around the same strip mall where you would find On the Rocks, you would find an adjacent strip mall that had a place called Albert Tacos.
Okay.
It was a great, just little neighborhood Mexican joint. A couple of seats. It was more of a takeout place.
Uh-huh.
And I think you'll see this in LA too a little bit, but like, you know how like in New York, there's a lot of Ray's Pizza. Mm-hmm. So they're not all related. It's just like at some point,
it's like Tommy's out here.
Yes, exactly. So there's Tommy's Burgers and like
Tommy's.
And then
Tommy's with like 3 M's for some reason.
Tom's number 5 or something like that. Yeah. So I think that in Orange County there was something. There was that sort of phenomenon around a Mexican food place that was named Alberto's.
Okay.
So you had Albert's. So you had Albert Tacos, which is the one I liked. And
Wait,
then
is that Albert Tacos one word?
Albert Tacos, one word. But there's also Albert Tacos, 2 words. And the one I loved was Albert Tacos, and it was just great. And it was the first place I had carne asada fries. And,
oh, wow.
And it wasn't on the menu.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember going with my buddy Ryan Christian and him saying, like, if you order carne asada fries, they'll give you carne asada on top of fries, and it being like the greatest meal of my life.
I was going to say, that's
So
the save. I mean, I have so little nice things to say about San Diego, but boy, they did give the world carne asada fries.
They sure
supposedly.
did.
I was recently I was in Oceanside, California for a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an Alberto's right across from our hotel. So I guess this is like what you're talking. So this is not the same.
Yeah.
They're just an offshoot. Or
Back there's some family that's just like, fuck you. Oh no, fuck you. And they split and then they split and they split. It's like how every barbecue place in Austin, it's like a barbecue mafia where they're all cousins and they all are feuding.
They all hate each other.
It's
the rub is slightly different.
Yeah. Hatfield's and McCoy's original smoke pit.
That's interesting. That might be a fun podcast series of limited interest of like trying all the Albertos.
Oh yeah,
I'd be so game. I'd be so game.
I would just want to know the backstory.
Right? When did it start?
Yeah.
Like how did that happen?
Who's beefing with who? I checked out on Yelp. They did have a restaurant called Surfin' Souvlaki, which is like a Mediterranean place. And I was just kind of looking for stuff about Mission Viejo, and it is my favorite type of thing, which is on Yelp. Every negative review, the owner comes in and writes like 2 pages unspaced Microsoft Word documents of just tearing them apart. Like someone was like, I came in with my dad and they were mean to me. And then he was basically like, you didn't have a dad with you. You're a liar, bitch.
I remember you.
Yeah.
You're the little shit with no dad.
You're an orphan.
Oh, never the best thing for a business to respond to the negative Yelps.
Great length.
Me and Carly were looking at this the other day. Very funny. Therapists who respond to their negative Yelp reviews.
Oh no!
Incredible. It's just like and the person is explaining completely why they were dropped as a client.
Yeah,
but they just should not jump in there.
Just be like, hey, it's a therapist, man. You don't have to do that.
This person goes, I wish I could speak to her mother and tell her how horrible a person she is. Wish I could give her 0 out of 5. I'm appalled. I broke up because of her. My relationship is through. And then the therapist responds, it seems that you misunderstood what I said. I did not say break up. I said you had a conflict. I'm like, you should just let it be.
Wild. It's fine. Oh, God. Question 4, and this is pertinent to the upcoming Archie horror comic. Local ghosts or monsters?
Boy, not a ton. I would say that David Plotkin dressing up as Dracula.
Yeah,
right.
Was, the closest thing to a local
the most haunted
ghost.
element.
Randy Kraft, the serial killer, local monster.
But I guess, I
didn't know there's so much
I guess
murders.
according to your research, the Night Stalker would qualify as a local monster.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it is a relatively new place. Mission Viejo has not been around a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it would be like weird if there was a ghost because everything was built in 1986. Although I guess at this point, if someone died in like a mall in 1986, that ghost could haunt the mall.
Yeah.
2023.
It's a 36-year-old ghost.
I was going to say, assuming the mall is still around. So many dead malls down there.
That's true. Yeah. No kidding. But we didn't have too many ghosts or monsters. I would be interested if for some reason after the show you kept digging into the history of Mission Viejo.
I tried.
We will.
Yeah, I was trying. I really was. Because, you're right. Like, it was a place that, this fake English Spanish Don owned,
right.
And then the population was 0 until the 60s, and then they started building housing developments.
Yeah, totally wild. So it doesn't. I don't remember us having a local ghost or a monster.
Okay.
I wish we had a Jersey Devil or
I know, right? Yeah, but maybe that fake English Mexican land baron.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of like instead of it being like a red a Jersey Devil, there's the actual Night Stalker.
Richard Ramirez. That was our monster.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Don't sleep on Randy Kraft, man. Randy Kraft killed more people.
Okay.
Yeah, he was putting up bigger numbers. He was 16. Night Stalker was
I'm sorry, I disrespected him.
Night Stalker was a paltry 13. Come on. And finally, number 5, favorite thing that's not there anymore.
Oh, so there was our mall arcade was part of a chain of arcades called Tilt.
Ooh,
I think there's still one Tilt in West Covina. Mm-hmm. But I loved the Tilt at the Laguna Hills Mall.
Okay.
First place I played Street Fighter. First place I played Mortal Kombat.
Did you have birthday parties there?
Oh, good. No, I don't think it was it was like a mall arcade. So it was just kind of like a room with some games.
Oh, okay.
It didn't have like a party room or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not like a Dave and Buster's.
No, not like a Dave and Buster's. Just a fucking kind of gross ass mall arcade. I just missed
ours.
I want to say that we had one in the Galleria in Birmingham. There was a Tilt. I don't know if it did extend that. Maybe not. If it didn't extend that far out
I don't know. Ours,
maybe it's an Alberto situation where you name your thing Tilt. I guess it gets the name of like when your pinball ball gets stuck.
Yeah.
You could shake the machine, but if you shook it too much, you would get a notice that said Tilt.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's where the name came from. So maybe you could just call anything Tilt.
Yeah. Ours was called Aladdin's Castle.
Okay.
And it was in the mall, and it also had their party room was basically just a cordoned off area with 2 picnic tables.
Yeah.
And I think I had 3 or 4 birthday parties there.
Yeah.
It was, but also very, very good memories attached to that. Although I lived in a college town, I lived in Auburn, and on campus they had an arcade that was supposed to just be for the students, but that door was unlocked on Saturdays. So my friends and I would just ride down and we just had our own personal arcade, like a 10-minute bike ride away. Sure. So we could play all that shit, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Yeah, colleges, I don't know if they still do, but colleges have some good arcades sometimes.
Yeah, well, Auburn's now, they don't have an arcade. They just have a room that's just PlayStation 5s.
Oh, yeah.
Where you could just sit there and just play video games.
Now, Rivers, have you been to the arcade right down the street yet?
Family Arcade, yes.
You have been.
Classic. Teenagers selling drugs in paper bags.
Yep.
Paper bags,
Family
not even
Arcade.
plastic.
So glad it's still there.
It was so classic. I literally saw, I was like, that's a child. It was the first time in my life I ever just felt the urge to grab someone by the collar and be like, hey, now.
Where are your
parents?
Where are your goddamn parents?
Find Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have been there. It's pretty rocking. They do have they got Comanche with the fucking pump shotguns and shit.
Cool.
Oh,
I mean, the staple's got to be Time Crisis. Does it have Time Crisis?
I believe it does have Time Crisis. It also has the Daytona 500 one from the 90s with the motorcycles that you sit on.
As a kid, I used to just sit in those and not put any
Yeah, you
Coins
can
to play.
just sit. And then
I just like to sit.
Well, the ones with the motorcycles, you
Yeah.
can rock back and forth.
Yeah,
and pretend
oh.
like you're on a motorcycle. You don't need to
Absolutely.
put in money.
Yeah, and they have the little screen playing, so you can just kind of pretend
sure.
along with the screen. Yeah.
Me and my brother wanted the Time Crisis guns that had like the cocking recoil
Yeah.
action.
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
Like, we
yeah.
wanted those just to like
With the
play
reload
army around
pedal?
the house. Yeah, yeah.
God.
It's I for a number of reasons, I'm sure those types of peripherals are like out of vogue. But
Yeah.
I do remember when we were kids, like the hyper realistic cocking action gun
yeah.
you could get to play video games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Have you been to the Redondo Pier?
I have not.
They have a great arcade.
Oh,
down
yeah?
there. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I think so. As of like 2019, I think was the last time I was there. So
Okay.
who knows what the hell's
I'll check
happened?
that out.
But yeah, I did a comedy show there that went okay, but it was all right because I walked down
Yeah.
to the arcades. So.
Come for the titters, stay for the games.
Oh, it was God. There's no titters like marina titters. Like there was an open window where I was like, if these people hated me enough, they could throw me into the sea
Right.
from the stage, just out the window into the water.
Like a guaranteed medium room called Titters and Fritters. No one is allowed to laugh. But they can-
It looked like a bar from a Steven Seagal movie. Like it was that close to the water where it was like someone could be karate flipped into the harbor pretty easily. From
nice
here.
view. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are enjoying the view. Why would they? They're having a good time.